Hello, hello, hello. So I was just adjusting my camera. Just adjusting it. It's coffee time. No one's watching. We look at the news. There's nothing in the news, so it's pretty dull. Can't be bothered. There's nothing here. Nothing here. Just horrible stories. No, nothing. Nothing. Seriously, nothing in the news. Oh, apart from George Galloway winning the George Galloway's won the Rochdale by-election. That's it, and it's pretty depressing, really, because he won it purely on a pro-Gaza thing, and that's just utterly bonkers because it's a local election. Here he is. If you want to know what a prat in a hat looks like, there he is. Remember, he's Putin's tool. Again, big on, was it Russia Today? And just an absolute awful politician. We get the politicians we deserve, and you can never underestimate the stupidity of the electorate for voting for him. And I'm gonna enjoy watching George Galloway single-handedly stop the war between Israel and Hamas. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch him stop it. You know what he's gonna do? Fuck all, because that's what he does. But yeah, there you go. You got it. It's really sown divisions in the Labour Party now because, oh dear, it's just oh dear, it's just stupid. Really, there's no point in voting. It really isn't. But yes, that's one story. That's one story. There really is no news on here today because I did have a little peek. We're going to go to Camphor Cliffs in Poole in Dorset, where a millionaire, Bill Buckler, has cut a load of trees down, and everyone's annoyed with him. And to be honest, we've got a little bit of a slidey thing. We've got to be one of those before and after. I'm beginning. I don't really see what the problem is. So there's the before. Then we slide the slider. We go after. So before, after, before, after. There's some trees missing, but I'm not seeing it myself. But anyway, the locals are upset because he had a number of trees cut down, like 28 cliffside trees at the end of his garden, mature maritime pines. But yeah, the area is protected. It's a site of special scientific interest, but Natural England agreed with Mr. Buckler that the removal of the trees would help protect the cliff from erosion and improve the habitat for rare reptiles that live there, like sand lizards. And also stop any of the trees falling on land or members of the public walking on the promenade below. But apparently the locals are not happy. And here is Mr. Buckler saying, yeah, it's me what cut down them trees. Again, I couldn't really see what was missing. Mind you, that's one hell of a pad that he lives in. Look at that. Looks like Tracy Island from Thunderbirds. That's it. That's the story. People are moaning. Neighbour Mark Glowacki accused Mr. Buckler of turning the setting into a concrete jungle. And he said the shame of the trees are gone, but there's not a lot we can do about it. I suspect he's done it to improve his view. Well, it's his property, isn't it? I mean, this isn't news. This isn't news. Like I said, there's really absolute other than horrible stories. There's plenty of horrible stories. Here's a story about why you shouldn't lose your temper. And this is, again, it's not a nice story. It's a terrible story. This is Courtney Richmond. Here she is. And the 26-year-old was waiting in a bank when the customer in front, Myra Coutinho Lopez, was holding up the queue. The 82-year-old had Alzheimer's, and every so often she'd go into the bank, Lloyd's Bank branch, and forget that she'd withdrawn money. And of course the teller would, convince her otherwise. But this often took a bit of time. And Courtney Richmond took exception at this, right, after Miss Coutinho Lopez became confused about the funds in her account. She'd forgotten she'd actually withdrawn some money and got into an argument, holding up the queue for about 15 minutes. But as Mrs. Coutinho Lopez was leaving, Richmond said to her, "Oh, thank God," and applauded. Coutinho Lopez responded, said, "Don't speak to me like that. You're very rude. I bet your boyfriend has left you." Good comeback, that. And then she swung her handbag at Richmond, right? And she responded by pushing Coutinho Lopez to the floor, which left her with multiple injuries. This left her with fractures to her left upper arm and her thigh. And this caused fatty substances to be released into her body that caused damage to her lungs and brain. And she died. She died in hospital. And this was heard at Luton Crown Court. So, Courtney Richmond denied manslaughter, but was found guilty of it, and is now looking at quite a stretch. But yeah, so the mother of two from Welwyn Garden City claims she acted instinctively when she was whacked with the handbag. She returned to the bank the following day to carry out the transaction she'd been unable to complete, but was escorted to a small room by a plainclothes police officer. Asking court about the death of Mrs. Coutinho Lopez, she added, "I feel terrible. I think about it every day since it had happened." But she said the red mist descended. So there you go. Always, you've got to sometimes calm yourself. You don't always know what other people are doing, what other people are going through. Meanwhile, it's St David's Day. Yucky da to all our Welsh viewers. I think we've only got one Welsh viewer. I don't think he's watching at the moment. But yeah, it's St David's Day, so I'm sure the Welsh are celebrating, and I'm sure they're more than happy that the Prince of Wales himself headed to Wrexham, where he had a drink with Rob McElhenney at the Turf. That's the pub that Wrexham Football Club have near them. There you go. So good to see him. Let's see, he's getting stuck in there because he is the Prince of Wales. I wonder if he gets a free drink. You think, being the Prince of Wales, that would happen. So there we go. And all the familiar faces, if you watch Welcome to Wrexham on Disney Plus, you can see all the familiar faces there. Again, we family follow that show, so that's good, isn't it? That's good. Did a little bit of royal news there. Meanwhile, we covered this the other day. There's a play on in the West End called Slave Play, starring Kit Harington, and one of the performances, they were no whiteys were allowed. No whiteys. It's only for black customers only, because black people get scared. Remember, they get very scared of us whiteys because we're very dangerous to them. Forget all the Forget all the black and black knife crime in London. It's the white is what done it. But anyway, they're saying that one of the nights has suddenly disappeared from the schedule. Maybe it's sold out. Maybe it's sold out. Maybe it's encouraged more people to go. Maybe loads of white people book tickets as a jolly wheeze. But yeah, it should keep us whiteys away because we're no good. Ain't it? We're terrible. We're the worst. We're the worst. It's good because I've got a couple of stories to lower the tone because it is Friday. Here's a headline: Our Oompa Loompa Nightmare. Again, everyone's been covering this. Is the Willy Wonka experience up in Glasgow. Well, everyone's been talking about it, and some of the actors and actresses involved still haven't been paid. I can't think why. It was a major rip-off. But it'll be forever known. I mean, the big takeaway is the glum-looking Oompa Loompa. She's a meme now. I'm not covering anymore because it's rubbish. Here we go. The NHS can't cope with a surge in Brits self-diagnosing themselves with ADHD and autism. Hey, I've been saying this for years because I saw it happen. I see it happen. Professor Anthony David, director of UCL Institute of Mental Health, that's for Verity, she's not watching though, said clinicians have seen a spike in Brits wanting diagnosis rubber stamped. Yeah, because if you get it rubber stamped, you start claiming, can't you? You get that sweet do-re-mi. And you can see here, also you can get all the drugs, because the drugs they're a mild buzz, aren't they? You can see the increase in diagnosis, again, as somebody with a neurodiverse son. It's quite a process to get you diagnosed properly with autism, and we've been there, and you see the signs. You can put it on, but there are certain telltale signs. If you know, and if you live with it, and you can see a lot of people that are just playing the game, and a lot of it is. It comes from social media, TikTok, people, doing little TikToks about ADHD and things, signs of ADHD. Mystery bruises apparently are a sign of ADHD. When you get old, you get loads of those things. You get loads of them. So yeah, Professor David said it's a big and growing issue. There are people who've made their own mind up about the diagnosis, often as adults, and that has led to huge waiting lists. So the system can't cope with all sudden people wanting to have an assessment. And it goes on about neurodivergence. He says, writing in the journal Psychological Medicine with Dr. Quinton Deeley, who's a social behaviour and neurodevelopment expert from King's College London, they argued accounts of later life diagnoses are frequently featured in the press. Indeed, they say, take a middle-aged man, talks of his strong narrow interests as a child and feeling he was different from children of his age growing up. When older, he manages to channel his interests in occupation and gains admirers for his ability to articulate them with passion, but runs into conflict for being uncompromising and obsessive. I don't know what you're talking about. He then embraces a diagnosis of autism, which into his life story fits neatly. Well, I'm not autistic, so I'm all right. I think we all have obsessions. I think we're all a little bit neurodivergent. I think that's what differentiates us from the monkeys. I think the first monkeys were like that, and that's why they said, I can't live in this tree, I'm going to go and live in that cave. And that's how mankind came about. So we do have main signs, 13 signs of autism. Here we go, a nice list for us to run through. Finding it hard to understand what others are thinking or feeling. I get that. Very anxious about social situations. I get that. Finding it hard to make friends or preferring to be on your own. This isn't looking good. Seeming blunt, rude, or not interested in others without meaning to. Oh fuck. Finding it hard to say you feel. I'm the opposite. I feel too much. Taking things very literally. For example, you may not understand sarcasm or phrases like break a leg. I get that. Having the same routine every day and getting anxious if it changes. I like things on certain days. Remember, it's sausages on a Wednesday, isn't it? It's always sausages on a Wednesday. Other signs of autism: not understand social rules, such as not talking over people, avoiding eye contact, getting too close to other people, or getting very upset if someone touches you or getting too close to you. Noticing small details, patterns or smells or sounds that others do not. Patterns, yeah. Having keen interest in certain subjects or activities, liking to plan things carefully before doing them. Indeed. So there you go. We can all be autistic now. Those are the guides. That's what you've got to just say. There you go. Isn't that wonderful? There really is no news. There is nothing here. There is nothing. I've got nothing. Snow. Snow returns to Britain. Someone got a good 4 inches tonight. Overnight. This was where was it? We could get another 10 centimetres in Scotland, Wales, and northwest England. Here we go. There's some of the white stuff for you. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's in Cheshire. That's where they make the cheese, apparently. And here's Buxton in Derbyshire. Oh, it's like a picture postcard, isn't it? And there's more snow set to fall. And there's again March the 1st in Buxton in Derbyshire. She's holding on to her brolly. But no, we tended to get rain. It's been raining today. So there you go. Ooh, snow. Who'd have thunk it? Don't cast a cloud till May is out. Meanwhile, have you been following The Apprentice? That's the Alan Sugar show. You lied. You wasted me money. Well, apparently viewers have noticed that they think the show might be staged. Yeah, apparently. Right, some viewers, they noticed that they had only 20 minutes to get ready and leave to meet Lord Sugar at Battersea Power Station. And the viewers noticed that there's no way that women could get ready in 20 minutes and get to Battersea Power Station. They do this. How many episodes has there been when that's happened? So it's one of the contestants getting ready. She gets it on and she's out the door. That's how you just. Do you think the whole thing's staged? And there's old Sugar Balls himself. There you go. I mean, people are dim, aren't they? People are done. It's completely dim. Meanwhile, Israel faces being disqualified from the Eurovision Song Contest. I don't see that's a bad thing. Organisers said that the songs that they've submitted have been too political. Oh God, there are so many. Isn't it nice to be a Jew? You could be a Jew too. Can't run that one. But yeah, a track entitled October Rain and its runner-up Dance Forever are rumoured to be turned down, given the country until March the 11th to submit a new song. There you go. And that's Eden Golden who's performing their songs. There's I don't know if do you remember We Are Clang? Do you remember them? They did the song about being a Jew. They should do that one. But yeah, so who'd have thought it? The Eurovision's become political. Who'd have thought it? Eh? Who'd have thought it? Oh God. Oh my God. Sadiq Khan's done a good thing. Khan, the Mayor of London, right? He has cut London tube and train fares on Fridays. Yeah. He announced that passengers using contactless and Oyster cards on travel from Friday will charge off-peak fares from March the 8th until the end of May. This is a scheme to encourage more people in the office at the end of the week, or maybe probably going out, go to the pub and after work. And here he is. He says, "Look, I'm a great guy." Everyone's laughing. He's actually saying, he's cracking a joke. He's thinking to himself, what they don't know is I've just farted. There you go. That's what he's thinking. Brilliant. There he is. Look, he's a man about town. Look, it's almost like, well, where's Wally, isn't it? But with Mayor Khan. Oh dear. Don't worry, he's the shoe-in for the next. He's gonna be mayor forever. We're never gonna get rid of him because nobody wants the job. Well, nobody electable wants the job. That is. Oh, terrible, terrible, awful stories. Well, here's a story. This is a wedding story. This is a TikTok clip featuring Catherine Franks. It was a special day, and she had to endure 37-degree temperatures during her wedding. But again, what happens next is totally understandable. I'm just waiting for a 20-second ad to play, trying to talk over it. And she ended up fainting at her own wedding. See, there was, getting ready. But the heat got to her, and dehydration caused her to collapse on her special day. See, there she's going down. Whammo. But good job they had her. No injuries. But yeah, 37 degrees and no water. But yeah, they got her something to drink, and she made a recovery. Here she is with her husband. He rushed to her aid and got her a bottle of water. So there we go. So that's a story, isn't it? Yeah, that's a story. Miserable. Oh, we've got some bizarre signs. We'll do those first. Bizarre signs. Why not? This is from pleatedjeans.com. Oh, they've got a new source. The intern has given up on Bored Panda and Cheeseburger and have gone to Pleated Jeans. So I'm liberating it. Obviously the bell wasn't working, so use a hand clapper to call the cashier in a service station. It's unique, I suppose. No guns, but you can have flowers if you're a dinosaur. Okay, but again, look, a T-Rex couldn't have guns anyway because his arms wouldn't reach his holsters. So we know that is factually inaccurate. Watch your step. Why do I find that funny? Yeah, ableism at its best there. Open 9 days a week. They've invented a new day. Frysat. Remember Frysat? Oh dear. I joked last week to the kids about how the school's going to invent a new day so they could do extra revision, and they're going to call it Frysat. And Verity went back to school. She's got her GCSEs coming up, and they announced first day back that they want them to come in on Saturday. And I said, "Look, I told you, Frysat. It's real." We do not sell eggs or flour to anyone who's under age 18. Yeah, well, that's an anti-social behaviour sign. That's a thing. That's not. It's like, but it's difficult on Pancake Day. If you're under 16 and you want to make some pancakes, you're kind of stuffed. Easter comes once a year. How often do you? I think they mean to church, not the old 5-finger shuffle or flicking the bean if you're a lady. Sorry, closed. We're open. Of course they are. Of course they are. Make your bloody mind up. Please be gentle with the damn door. Obviously, someone's lost their temper with it. Fine, master. Good use. Good use. Do not eat my lunch. I have 7 shrimp and 639 rice. Do you think they counted it? The secret of happiness is, I guess we'll never know. We'll never know, will we? And you keep an idiot in suspense? I'll tell you tomorrow. And finally, that's around the weight of a baseball or a hamster, aka nature's baseball. Okay. I'm a bit poor. I think Bored Panda's better than Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. Oh no, there's no animal story. Well, there is an animal story. There is an animal story. Right, here we go. Channel 4, the popular UK television channel, have reportedly been forced to backtrack from requirements for an upcoming reality show, Intimacy Retreat. I think they might be making Chlamydia Island. My reality show where they dump a load of randy people on an island naked, and they spike the water supply with Viagra and introduce one person with chlamydia, and the last person standing is the one without chlamydia, so they have regular tests. And that's my idea. It's called Chlamydia Island. It's coming to a channel near you soon. But yeah, this is Intimacy Retreat. The broadcaster struggled to find applicants for the show and made a change to the application process. Bosses have made the bizarre decision to no longer require applicants to be virgins while still maintaining the premise of the show. I identify as a virgin. According to The Sun, quality newspaper, would-be participants now need to only to identify as never having. I said it. I made it up. Oh God, we're living in clown world. We really are. This is a desperate attempt by Channel 4 to get more people to be on the show. The application now has a section of details by sexual exploits, if any, and asks the applicants to consider themselves to be virgins. Oh, and here's Channel 4's sign. So I guess Intimacy Retreat was about people losing their virginity. So, you know, I still think Chlamydia Island would win. Yeah, the producers describe this show as a 6-part series that follows adults who are virgins or identify as virgins. Sorry. As they learn skills in the art of intimacy. I guess it's going to be set here. But I should have said it in Catford. It would have been cheaper. There you go. And this brings me neatly on to us lowering the tone. Yeah. Don't worry. This is coming from International Journey of Surgery Case Reports. A man was left in excruciating pain. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to lead you in. This happened in Indonesia. Indonesian man, 43. Right. This fella waited 12 hours before seeking medical attention for his eye-watering injury. And I'm going to show you the picture. Can you tell me what he stuffed in there? Look, there's somebody's hand pulling at it. Look. The skeletal hand of the doctor giving it a yank. Oh dear. I'll tell you what it is. You find it in the bathroom. No, it's not a toilet brush, but you're in the right area. It was a toothbrush. A toothbrush. Grilled about why he had a toothbrush in his penis, the unnamed man confessed to performing a DIY surgery for his sexual satisfaction. Yeah, apparently it snapped. The brush had snapped whilst inserted into his little fella. And he told the medics he first made a small incision. Oh, fuck! To insert the toothbrush back in 2017. But it was unclear whether the toothbrush in question had been in place since that time, or whether it'd taken it out, or changed it. Because you should always change your toothbrush regularly, shouldn't you, missus? Doctors from the Sutomo General Academic Hospital in East Java told how the man required a 2-hour op to repair his fractured penis. And they wrote in the International Journal of Case Surgery Reports, the patient sustained a penile injury during sexual intercourse. Whoa there. So he was having sex with a woman on top with a toothbrush in his penis. This is advanced shit. And he developed the eggplant deformity, a telltale sign of penile fracture. Whoa. Apparently, there isn't a bone in the penis, but the fracture can occur when the appendage is subject to sharp or blunt force, and you hear a cracking or popping sound, and afterwards it swells up, resembling an aubergine, turning purple and swollen. Sorry, I'm in a funny mood. And yeah, the man was discharged 3 days after surgery with no issues, and after a checkup, he was fine. Everything was fine, and his deformity gone. But there you go. Don't have cowgirl. That's the position, I believe. Cowgirl sex with a penis. I can't even say it. Toothbrush in your penis. Oh dear. Oh dear. What's that? Lower the tone. Well, I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to do an animal story. We're going to Germany. Right? And a man in Germany had a terrible time. Right? Right. Neighbours were alerted by the sound of a dog's incessant barking coming from the man's home at 2 a.m. on Tuesday morning. So they alerted the police, and when the police arrived at the property, this is a single family home in Ahern in northwest Germany, the first responders could hear groans of pain coming from inside, and they broke down the door and found a 66-year-old man and his dog. They realised that his life was in danger, right? And they reckon it wasn't this dog. This is like a look-alike. They reckon it could be like a Jack Russell type dog involved in this incident, because when they examined the man, and this was reported in German tabloid Bild, the man's penis was missing and wasn't at the scene. And the most likely theory, according to the police, is that the dog bit off the penis and ate it. First Police Chief Inspector Frank Lemanis told Bild that the man was put into an artificial coma upon his arrival at hospital, and added the man was in a coma, and we can interview him soon. One hypothesis is that the dog, which is about the size of a Jack Russell, bit off the penis and ate it. The wound could be a bite wound, but it's also possible a sex accident or crime. The murder squad has also picked up the case in order to clear up a crime which is open. Again, they don't know. And there is an appeal for witnesses. Did you see this man's dog bite his penis off? And this is the town of Herne in northwest Germany. It looks quite picturesque. Now, we know what's happened. He's got frisky with the dog, and the dog's had none of it. But it's not the first time this has happened. In 2012, German newspapers reported that a 61-year-old Austrian man was attacked by a loose dog, which bit him on the genitals while he'd been working on his bike. And he was rushed to hospital, where after an operation that lasted several hours, they saved his genitals. There you go. The dog and its owner, in that case, were never found. Like the penis in this case, were never found. And I think I've lowered the tone sufficiently. It's obvious. He tried it on with the dog. He was feeling a little bit randy. The dog was having none of it. What do you reckon? Or he cut it off and the dog ate it by accident. Accidentally. And the dog went, oh, sausage. Yeah. One of those little mini frankfurters. Delish. Put some ketchup on it. Put it in a bun. Oh God, no one's watching. 7 people are watching, 2 likes. You can do better than that. John's in. He says, "Hello, watching Doom Part 2 tonight. You plan on seeing?" No. Why? Why? What? To the actual cinema? No, because it's too expensive. I'll wait until it's on the telly. Watch the first one. Utterly boring. Come on, David Lynch. That's where it's at. You want it camp as a row of tents, don't you? For Simon says you ticked every box on the autism checklist. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because look, I'm looking you in the eye. Look. I'm not. I just have some of the traits. I'm just a bit of a homebody, but I'm an outgoing introvert. I think that's how you do it. I don't think I am. But again, it's a family thing. We're all pretty kind of reserved people, But Herb's obviously, he's different to the rest of us. But I mean, I can see it, elements of it, but I don't think I am. But the missus might disagree. If you do have it, you don't tend to think that you've got it, So I don't think I've got it. So. Oz says theatre producers describe the blackout nights as being cultural spaces free from white gaze. Indeed. And he also added no singing. You'll be demonetised on several levels. Yep. And Renee's in. Renee, I can hear you. Why the messages? You know I can hear you. I'm always giving you attention. Come on. Gareth says the autism list you read sound like a review of your channel. Perfect. Well, fuck you, Gareth. Fuck you. Oz says, is Bear Grylls going to host Chlamydia Island? I don't know. I don't know. I've never watched a show with Bear Grylls in it, so my knowledge of him is limited. Simon says back from Thailand with chlamydia. Now I'm on the penicillin. Very good. There's a song in there. Again, there's always tablets for it now. There's always tablets for it. So there you go. But yeah, coming soon to ITV3 Chlamydia Island. I've been pushing that one for years, but no one will pick me up on it. I think it'd be very popular. The social media on that would be fantastic. Who's got the drippy dick this week? It's always, who knows? No, we had to get rid of Dave. It wasn't chlamydia. He had gonorrhea, and he's disqualified from the competition. It's endless possibilities there, endless possibilities, And I think ITV3 are missing out on a great show. Anyway, thank you for watching. I think I've lowered the tone. It was a really bad day. It was a really bad day for news, I'm afraid. There was a lot of moida and royal news, and of course George fucking Galloway's face staring back at me, which is, you didn't want to see that again. Just go and watch him on Big Brother purring like a cat to Rula Lenska, and that's the measure of the man. And again, I think he's been married more times than I've had, warm cornflakes. Very dubious. I used to like him back in the day, but then, went a bit weird. So there you go. But hey, politics, funny old game. Who knows? Maybe the Workers' Party is going to be the new party. Anyway, that's the end. I'm done. I'm done. I don't know why I'm bothered. I won't do it for the entertainment of the missus. I suppose it's cheese toasty. Is it all right? You've probably finished it by now. Yeah, good. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was the news. End of another week. We did another week. Like and subscribe. Give it a go. Might work. Mightn't it? Might work. Leave a comment. YouTube, it just makes me feel grubby. It's horrible. So have a good weekend. It's Bandcamp Day, whatever that means. So go to my Bandcamp page and don't buy anything like you did last time. Thanks for that. And it's all shit anyway. So yeah, killing the channel one video at a time. That was the news. Yada yada yada. You drink it up. Have a good weekend. Ta-ta.